Let's clear the airwaves today. I want to talk to you about something that's really important, okay? You see it across so many different social media platforms, even here on YouTube, okay? Because it's such a highly discussed topic, because anyone that gets into the mind frame of wanting to start a journey or path down that road to become a successful trader, it's not, first of all, it's not anything that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that turns on with a switch, something that you can just pick up a book, read it within one day's time, or go online and watch a few videos and say, tomorrow I'm going to be profitable and start making money. Now, I've talked about things in the past about people becoming, having luck. It's a draw of a luck situations to where they may have the capital, they jump into the market, whether it's stocks, options, futures, whatever it is, and you make some money quickly, right? And then you think you can do it again and again and again. At some point, you're going to, like I say, get burnt. Why? Because you really do not understand what's going on in the markets. You're just basically jumping into trades because the market is moving in a certain direction. It's trending to the upside or trending to the downside, and those are the only two directions the market moves, right? But there's something that we all need to understand. We have to understand if you want to be truly successful in this business. If you want to be a successful day trader, swing trader, position trader, whatever style of trading that fits you and your personality, there's one thing, if you want to call this the holy grail of trading, I'm getting ready to announce it right now, and that's understanding what the institutions are doing. I'll say this time and time again. We have to be on the same bandwagon, the same trade, and moving in the same direction as the institutional banks. If you are not, they are going to body slam you. They are going to railroad you. They are going to flatten you out and take every little bit of profit that you have in your account. Okay? Now, you may have $10,000 in there, $50,000 in there. You put a certain amount of money in there and you do not know how to trade correctly, they are going to take every penny from you, okay? Unless you become wise enough and stop at some point quick enough to save the little bit of capital you have remaining. If you want to become successful in this business of trading, let me tell you right now, you have got to, grasp the understanding of liquidity, okay? Where does the money rest at within the markets? Okay, and understand why the institutional banks are going after the areas of liquidity that they create or engineer within the market. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, what do you mean engineer? What do you mean creating? All right, they push and pull the market, all right? It's their orders. It's the trades they put on, okay, to create traps. It's a game. It's a strategic play each and every day that we see within the market, and you have to be able to visually see these things. You don't need these fancy indicators out here to see what the institutional banks are setting up, okay? Now, you have to, all it takes is patience, a little bit of time. Wait for things to truly unfold, all right? But I'm going to tell you, if you really want to know and want to be successful in trading, liquidity is the holy grail. Why? It's like a piece of cheese or some peanut butter that you put on a mouse trap, okay? That rodent is going to come after it, right? All right? In the same sense, they are going to go after that gold, all right? They have to feed themselves. They want to be able to, take the breadcrumbs, the whatever it is that you may put on that trap. They're going to come after that, okay? The same thing. I'm just using kind of a stupid analogy, whatever the case is, but in the same light of what I'm talking about is that there's a pot of gold at the other end of the rainbow. The institutions have created it. They're going to go capitalize on it. Understand that. So will we see those institutional plays in the market? Will we see liquidity resting in the market? Understand, ultimately, they're going to take that area out. Why? Because they want to capitalize and collect that money resting there and stop you as retail traders out. You and me, not just you, okay? So you have to think about it from a logical standpoint. Do I want to be on the losing team or the winning team? Think about it, all right? And the only way you're going to win is not trading against the grain, but trading with the big players. Understand? So liquidity is the holy grail to me, because when I'm able to identify those areas within the market to where it rests at, when I'm able to identify where there's equal highs and equal lows at, okay, then I know what the institutional banks are going to do next. Now, they may create it, move away from the area of liquidity, but rest assured, they're coming back to it, because they are creating traps. They are allowing traders that went south or started shorting, okay? They're playing a game strategically. It's a game of chess. They want to create areas that force sellers to create areas of buy stops or sell stops within the market. And I talked about this in the last couple of videos, and I want to stress it because I want to see people succeed. So when you are trading daily, just think about this. Liquidity. It should be and is the end all to what the institutional banks seek. All right? It is their goal, I say time and time again, to stop you out, to stop me out. All right? They know that what the areas or the traps that they're creating, okay, within the market, it's going to stop you out. Because people who went long are going to be forced to do what? Move their stops when they change the tide of the market, or sellers step into the market and start pushing the market lower. They're trying to hit stops below and trying to stop out traders that went long. And then again, they'll step back in, I said this before, and start creating traps to the upside to force sellers that went short. They're starting to create those buy stop areas. And at some point, they're going to take them all out on the top end and on the lower end. So the thing you need to really think about and just kind of focus on your charts and go back, first and foremost, is just go back on your charts to see if you can identify areas where liquidity rests at within the market. Areas where you see equal highs or equal lows at, okay? That's the gameplay there. You don't need fancy indicators, like I said, on your chart to be able to identify the movement, to be able to identify the gameplay that's taking place. So there is no one specific trading strategy out there that's the holy grail. I get tired of people saying that, okay? Especially gurus or so-called gurus out there. The holy grail is liquidity, because it's the driving force to the markets. Everything that we see going on in the markets each and every day, it's all a gameplay setup, okay, to go after that piece of cheese, okay, to go after that pot of gold, to go after that area of liquidity. That is all the institutions care about, okay, creating and taking areas of liquidity. And if you can see that on your charts and take the time to really understand what is ultimately going on, your trading will transition, okay, in a quick or fair enough manner than, taking years to be able to develop and seeing what's really taking place in the markets, okay? That's what really allowed my trading to go to the next level, okay? It was when I was able to see on my charts those liquidity pools or areas within the market that the institutions were basically creating. And that's when I said, okay, this is what they're doing, and I need to follow pretty much that roadmap of the GPS of what they're doing within the market. I wanted to trade like them and not against them in any kind of way. All right, because that's where you're going to make your faults at, and that's where you're going to take the majority of your losses, is trying to, and most people do this, they trade against or don't understand what's going on in the market. Even though the market's selling off, they want to jump into a trade. The market's going up, they want to jump into a trade when it pulls back or retraces to a zone. Look, I look at the bigger picture before I even jump into a supply or demand trade. I want to see, are there areas within the market where prices are already taken out an area of liquidity and then pulls back to a demand zone. That makes my trade strategy even higher probability. I get the breaker structure. Price is breaking through an area of liquidity. It pulls back to a demand zone where there's an imbalance there. Just look at all that area of confluence or means of confluence there. It all makes sense for me to take that trade when it comes back to it. Again, the institutions have taken liquidity. If they're taking liquidity, that means that more than likely it's their orders that have been filled, or it's their positions that they have put on, okay, that allows the market to really push or thrust in one certain direction to take out an area of liquidity. And like I always say, and I've said this in many videos, I'm a retail trader, so I'm looking for the opportunity when they come back to that area to what? To fill the rest of their orders. And that's the high probability setup, strategic gameplay that I'm looking to take. And you have to be able to see that in your charts. Again, you don't need fancy indicators. So if you're buying all these indicators and you're wasting money in all these different trading programs or courses out there, and they want to sell you these indicators, or they want to sell you content, or get your mind to thinking that this specific trading strategy is the holy grail, there's no such one thing. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's no one thing out there that is going to allow you to be successful. You have to put the time in, put the work in, and trust me when I say this. If you understand and grasp the idea about liquidity and understand who's creating it within the market, then you follow that path. All right? See those areas where liquidity is being created. See it when it's taken out, and understand your opportunities and take those plays with those, on those opportunities when price comes back to certain areas. Supply and demand. Either the market is taking out liquidity from, as it was moving down, okay, and then it started creating liquidity, and boom, it takes it out, sell side liquidity, whatever the case is, and then the market pulls back to supply zone. All right, we got a breaker structure there, a clear area of imbalance, take the trade. You have to be able to see it, guys. So that's what I want to talk about today, was just really focusing in on and let you know there's no one holy grail trading strategy. The holy grail is that pot of gold that the institutions have created within the market, and it all centers around liquidity. That is the driving force in the market, all right? Because you got to think about it. It's like the market is designed in a way because the institutions have created it in a way to where it benefits them. And when they create liquidity within the market, that's what they're going after, because that's the area within the market where money rests at. They want to capitalize on that. All right. And you just have to be able to, if you're going to take the plays like that and move with them, then you're going to want to understand one thing, and one thing for sure is that set up or create a strategy around a liquidity takeout. Okay. Again, price pulls back to a demand zone. I'm taking the play when it pulls back to a demand zone after liquidity is being taken. Every great setup basically centers or surrounds itself after a area of liquidity is being taken. Keep that in mind. I'm going to say it again. Every great setup takes place after an area of liquidity is taken within the market. So keep that golden rule in mind. Always be looking for plays based off liquidity captures, or where liquidity is taken out. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I don't want to kind of beat it any more than what I've just said and stress, but that's the holy grail, guys. Liquidity. Understand that. I don't care what anybody else says, because to me, that's the way I trade. I'm able to see it. I'm able to identify it within the market, and that's what I play off of. Okay. I said this so many months ago and incorporated it into my trading because it's extremely important. But anyways, I don't want to kind of beat that horse to death. I do want to say this. If you're interested in joining our Discord community and you have not joined, find the link down in the description portion of the video. Invite yourself in. You will see there's a channel on there called the Trading Floor, and that's where we as traders on a daily, retail traders, we take screenshots or post entries of our trades out to the community. I do it on a daily, okay? And lots of times I actually give out signals, or, I don't want to say alerts or anything like that, but I just kind of sometimes I'll throw it out there and say, hey, I'm interested in this particular area or zone. And, sometimes I'll explain, whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. That's what the Discord community is all about, is to help fellow traders just like yourself that trade your futures, so that you can become a better trader become a better trader yourself. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Appreciate you tuning in to this video here. Didn't want to make it long-winded, but I just wanted to stress, because people all over the internet always talking about a holy grail to trading. There's no one such thing. To me, it's just all about the money that's injected and where the setup lies within the market. And you have to be able to see those areas of liquidity, because the big players, the institutional banks, are the driving force within the market. Okay, they are the ones that are creating the plays for us as retail traders to be able to take, and you've got to see them unfolding and trade with them, never against them. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Take care. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we can get some good plays in the market and some good setups. So take care.